Hey, 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 ho, 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 what's going on, everybody? Back with another video. Well, guess what I tell you that. So, we want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Hope you guys are getting ready to get your gifts ready for tomorrow morning's present to open up, especially cooking something good, something deliciously happy, a safe, safe and healthy, happy holidays for all of us here, and especially our anime sports world community. I guess you might want to zoom in. This is Urusei Yatsuda alum, and Yuji Itadori from Jujutsu Kaisen, another one from Love, Urusei Yatsuda, right there. So, well, before we get to the NBA Christmas Day games tomorrow and tonight, it's the only game tonight in the bowl games, and that's gonna be the Hawaii Bowl. Is California versus Hawaii. Well, Cal's game in this season, they're 7-5, and they finished they only won these next three to Oregon State, Texas Southern, and Minnesota. But their only loss to San Diego State, and then bounce back against Cal, and then lose to the ACC champ, the Duke Blue Devils, and beat North Carolina the next week. Lose to Virginia Tech. And another school out of Virginia, the Cavs. Yeah. And then they won in overtime against Louisville. Well, they won both overtime. Well, they won and lost on both overtime games. 1-1, and except losing to Stanford. And then beating SMU on the field goal to help Duke to the ACC championship game. Except tonight, their first game since they beat SMU on a game-winning field goal. Hawaii is 8-4. Well, they've been playing since week 0. They won it by a field goal against Stanford, and then lose to Arizona next week by a blowout, which is the college football on TNT Sports, which is the Big 12 slash that on True TV as well, and also knows I still call it Turner South. To me, it's Turner South. True TV, Turner South, on both regional network ways, but in the Southeast, including the South. They beat Hawaii, Portland State, lose to Fresno State, beating Air Force, beating Utah State. They beat Colorado State. Well, they haven't faced Boise, by the way. They lose to San Jose State. Beat the brakes out of San Diego State, lose to UNLV, and then beat Hawaii. So, and then tonight's game, we're gonna be looking at on that one before we get to the NBA Christmas Day games. Tonight's the only college football game on Christmas Eve. Every year they play on Christmas Eve, and those games are good. And we'll look at the NFL schedule before we wrap it all in and out on presents in the video tonight. So tonight, their matchup and their numbers right now, and their 59.6 for Hawaii is to win according to ESPN analytics. And here's the Capital One Bowl Mania, and I'm picking for myself to win. I'm gonna go with Cal over Hawaii. So I'm gonna have to go with Cal over Hawaii, because I'll be shocked if Hawaii beats Cal. By a threat, because this season's leaders Hondo only have 21 touchdowns, 9 picks all season, especially 17 touchdowns, 9 picks on JS. But here's the thing, he's got good passing yards than Hondo, and then rushings, receivings, sacks. You gotta look at the sacks on Johnson III, 7.5 over Bush Jr., 5.5. On these last 5 games, I told you this on Google, right there, there's the schedule. They won 3 out of 5 for Hawaii, and Cal only won 2 out of 5. So here's the article that tells you this. For this one, forward teams were scrubbed as coaches for Hawaii. Yeah, in tonight's Hawaii Bowl, and I'm not gonna read the rest of it, but it should be interesting what comes down to. I'm going to read it all the way through. So that one says, pair of former college teammates will face off when Hawaii takes on Cal on the Hawaii Bowl, which is tonight. Hawaii coach Timmy Chang and Cal interim Nick Rovelich were quarterbacks and Hawaii teammates for the first two seasons, 2000 and 2001, back in the times. Chang made 50 career starts in 4 years, while Rovelich started 12 games over 2 seasons. Quote, I'm grateful to be here with Timmy. So much great history with us, Rovelich says on Monday, 2 days ago. And then he pointed out that a 50,000 seats Clarence T. Ching Athletics Complex, where they'll play on Christmas Eve, sits on what previously served as the Rainbow Warriors practice facility, Coke Field, where Rovelich was first introduced to Chang. And game will be starting at 3 p.m. over there in Hawaii. Quote, I think that that makes even more special that the game's not only played in Hawaii, but played kind of right there on the spot, Rovelich says. Chang had his 4-year leading Hawaii in, as I told you, the record in Forest said he and Rovelich were roommates on the road on their playing days. They were good college teammates on their roommates ever since on those days. Hawaii, they were just a good football team. You gotta go back to 2008. They went 12-0, and look what happened in an All-State Sugar Bowl. They got embarrassed by the almighty Georgia Bulldogs. The Georgia Bulldogs. The Dogs were too good. They were just better than that. I just want to point that out. Quote, we ended up building a close bond, he says. I got to learn so much from this guy here, just watching him go through everything that the college student athlete goes through and ups and downs. There's so many things I've learned from Rolo. We were just kids at 18 to 20, 21 years coming together, and now look at us here. It's special. It really is. So, how that's going to be worked out for tonight's game, I'm going to go with a final score. Hawaii will beat Cal. In my prediction, it's going to be close. 31-24 will be a touchdown closing games. That's going to be a good one. So tonight, tomorrow, this is their third regular season meetings in the last 2 weeks, according to ESPN Radio. I just heard earlier today on the Sports Center update, especially on Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio. Those rivalries are look like it's gonna come to that for the next 10 to 20 years. According to me, it's gonna look like it could be 10 years for the next 10 years between the Spurs and the Thunder. So last time it was the first game last week. 2 weeks ago, December 13th. They beat them by 2 points on Saturday night, 111-109, and then last night, I just caught the end of that game because NBA on NBC between Nuggets and Mavs. By the way, that game was so close. Cooper Flagg and the Mavs had a great game against the Nuggets and Jamal Murray. The Nuggets came so close on the last second buzzer beater, and boom, missed it. And then the Rockets got spanked by the Clippers last night. Terry Gannon on the call and Reggie Miller. And yes, the Grinch was there on shooting free throws. Well, they were watching them free throw shots. That was hilarious. So yeah, the Spurs won by 20. Tomorrow, this is their third meeting in the last 2 weeks. Yeah, it's going to be very, very sure, because the next meeting won't wait till February 13. January 13 at 7. And then it's on a Tuesday night. That game could be on NBC or FanDuel. Well, it's going to be on FanDuel Sports Network, Oklahoma, and then Southwest. And then Game 5, February 4th, Wednesday night at 8:30 will be on ESPN. I'll be looking forward to that ESPN broadcast as well. So the injury reports on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Well, unfortunately, those guys are going to be out. Ousmane Dieng, he has calf problems. He's not going to be back till This Sunday, along with Jalen Williams, he's out also with a heel, along with concussion on Jay Mitchell. All three of them are going to be out on this Sunday's return. February 20th, Nikola Topic will be out because of a groin still. And then Thomas Sorber, he's out for the rest of the season. He's got a knee problem, but he won't be back till maybe next season. So this season, on average per game, the season leaders, 21.6 points average on De'Aaron Fox. He's got a little worse there, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's got more than De'Aaron Fox. I would assume you got Stephon Castle. He's just got more assists, 7.0 average than 6.6 on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So let's look at the article, because right now on DraftKings, according to that one, Thunder host the Spurs for Christmas Day matchup. Which I'll read it right there. Here's the big deal. The Thunder is now minus 9.5. Over under is 235.5, which is the half, to win this game. Spurs could be. I say they gotta take the over. I mean, take the under. Take the under if you're a Spurs fan. Bottom line, the Oklahoma City Thunder square off against the San Antonio Spurs, and yes, they had their 4 losses of the season, and look at this their Thunder schedule, because I forgot who they lost, because I know they lost to the Spurs, they lost to the Blazers, they only lost to the Grizzlies. To the Minnesota Timberwolves. They lost to the Timberwolves on the road. 2 losses on the road. Yeah. But only a loss at home. Actually, yeah. No, 3 losses on the road. They lost 3 road games for Oklahoma City Thunder, and that's not looking good for them. But they're on a good start. They're now on their record is 26-4, and Spurs is 22-7 for the Western Conference. That could be the NBA Western Conference Final preview, I hope. In Western Conference game, Oklahoma City averaged 121.9 points while outscoring opponents with 14.9 points per game. The Spurs have gone 16-6 against Western Conference opponents, and they're 7-0 against division teams for the San Antonio Spurs, according to that. Freddie and Harry. San Antonio averaged 120.4 while outscoring opponents by 6.8 points per game. Guys, I am going to make a video after the Spurs and Thunder game tomorrow, as soon as I get to start eating before Christmas dinner. That's just part of it. So, hey, you're going to spend time with the holidays with your family, or you visit your grandfamilies, or you're staying with your grandfamilies. It is, yeah. The Thunder's 13.8 made 3-pointers per game this season are just 0.9 more made shots on average than 12.9 per game the Spurs give up. The Spurs are shooting 48.6% on the field, from the field, 5.6% higher than 43% from the Thunder's opponents have shot this season. Well, their shooting range, you gotta look. You got Chet Holmgren, you got Alex Caruso, former Texas A&M. By the way, the Aggies still lost to that to Miami. Yeah, bunch of ESPN clowns picked Texas A&M. Alex Caruso we've seen the Thunder play for Texas A&M. Kirk Herbstreit and Pat McAfee. Yeah, with clown makeup, clown shoes, the circus car. You go on the circus team. Yeah. So that's the big one. Because of that, you only see on Nick Saban and this Howard got it right for Miami. Back to basketball, the teams square off for the third time. Yeah, this season, the last matchup. Yeah, on December 24, the Spurs won. Yeah, actually, it was 2 days ago. Well, yesterday on December 23rd, because today's December 24th, Christmas Eve. You mean December 23rd? ESPN, I think you better fix this on the date. Something's not right. Led by 25 points, Keldon Johnson, while Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scored 33 points for the Thunder. You see the final score from last night. Top performers, Shaq Hinger is averaging 18.2 and 17.6 rebounds for the Thunder. SGA is averaging 33 33 points over the last 10 games on his average. Victor Wembanyama is averaging 23.7 and 11.8 rebounds, 3.6 assists and 3.1 blocks for the Spurs. Johnson is averaging 5.0, 5.0 made 3-pointers over the last 10 games. And Victor Wembanyama could be the MVP talk if he stays healthy. Let's see if he can keep on going. You see the injuries, we told you that. The last 10 games, the Thunder, they're now 7-3, averaging 21.5 points, 44.3 rebounds, 25.2 assists, 10 steals, and 5 blocks per game, while shooting 50.6 from the field. Their opponents have averaged 108.5 points per game. I'm just going to point it right up there. The Spurs, 9.1 right there, averaging. They're 9-1, averaging 123.4, 47.9 rebounds, 27.1 assists, 7.4 steals, and 4.5 blocks per game while shooting 47.8 percentage from the field. Their opponents have averaged 113.6 points. So I'm glad the Spurs don't have injuries because, and what worries me is tomorrow's game. Here are tomorrow's NBA Christmas Day games on that because Saturday they got their next game. I will look at the Spurs schedule. Tomorrow's game, it should be a good one. The first game is gotta go with the Cavs and the Knicks, and that rematch from I think it's it's not. This should be an NBA playoff potential preview once again. So let's see if the Knicks could keep on going with Jalen Brunson. He's got more points per game than Donovan Mitchell's got more of that. On the Cavs, they're now 17 and 14. And then we told you that game. And then the 3 o'clock game. Mavs in the Warriors game. That is going to be the rematch from 2022 Western Conference Finals. Yes. Anthony Davis, 21.7. Well, Steph Curry's got more points per game than Anthony Davis. Got 2 former college players, Davidson and Kentucky. There's that, Villanova and Donovan Mitchell. I wonder where Donovan Mitchell played because he played Louisville. Yeah, that's right. He played Louisville. We got Villanova versus Louisville. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is for Kentucky. He plays for Kentucky. And then tomorrow night's game, that should be a good one. The Rockets and the Lakers. You got Luka Doncic, got more points per game than Sengun. Ever since that trade for Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's going to be facing the Mickey Mouse James. Ain't no party like a Diddy party, right? So that game's going to be good. And then the Wolves and the Nuggets. Yeah, the Rockets got embarrassed by the Clippers last night, so they're going to face over there downtown in LA. The Lakers and the Wolves facing the Nuggets. They're back home tomorrow because of the loss last night to Dallas. Dallas goes on the road to Golden State. Anthony Edwards, forward Kentucky, versus Nikola Jokic. No, he played from Georgia. Yeah, Georgia Bulldogs. Them dogs. So my picks for tomorrow's game, I got the Cavs over the Knicks for an upset. That'll be my opening Christmas present upset. You know what? Take that back. I got the Knicks winning this game. Spurs and Thunder. I'm gonna be staying away for that pick because I just want to see a really good game for tomorrow between these two Western Conference teams. Because as a Spurs fan, I am gonna stay away for that pick. Let's enjoy tomorrow's game between this rivalry in the Western Conference. But the picks I'll be picking, I got the Mavericks over the Warriors. If Cooper Flag stays healthy. You know what? I take it back. I got the Warriors beating the Mavericks over Cooper Flag. See if Steph Curry could keep on shooting for that. And then the Rockets and the Lakers. I got The Houston Rockets bouncing back from that loss last night against the Los Angeles Lakers after that Clippers loss. And I got the Nuggets over the Timberwolves. They're going to bounce back from that loss last night to Dallas for Nikola Jokic. So I'm going to take the Nuggets for tomorrow's game. But the NFL tomorrow's game, and I'm looking at good games tomorrow. Christmas Day games. Yes, two teams have been out of the playoffs. Cowboys have been eliminated because of the Eagles win the NFC East on Saturday night, this past Saturday. They'll be facing against the Washington Commanders. Now, my picks, I'm going to be dealing with this one because those games are going to be very poorly, in my opinion. I gotta go with the Cowboys. Even though Washington doesn't play with nobody, they're playing with no one. You don't have Jaden Daniels. You don't have Marcus Mariota, a.k.a. Marcus Mariota. GOAT. Yeah, according to my another mother, Max Martinez, former Oregon Ducks quarterback, Mariota. GOAT. I like the greatest of all time. I got the Cowboys. And it's going to be 49 degrees over there in Landover, Maryland. Cloudy skies. Because right now their spread is 8.5 minus total 50.5. I'm going to have to go with the over. Well, I'm going to go with take the under. Take the under because it's not looking good. The Lions and the Vikings. Yes, the Lions need to win on these next two games and some help, which they won't. By the way, I'm wearing this hat, by the way. And I've been frozen up. And so yeah, they have the Vikings tomorrow, and then they gotta go to the Bears on week 18. So they're now 7.5 open spread for the Lions, and they're 42.5 total. You gotta take the over. I'm gonna go with the Lions over the Vikings because if they want to win and keep their playoff hopes alive, and give me the Lions. And then the Broncos and the Chiefs. Yes, without Patrick Mahomes, is Gardner Minshew gonna start tomorrow because the Broncos are now 13.5 minus, and they're now over. We'll take the over, and they'll go with 36.5 and a half on spreading points. So their rosters, you gotta go with the injury reports. Let me look at the injuries for the Kansas City Chiefs. And we heard this past week during the meeting. According to the Chiefs, they might go to Kansas. They are going to move to Kansas out of Kansas City, Missouri, to move to Kansas to build a new stadium in 2031. This could be the end of Arrowhead Stadium. I'm kind of scared for this tomorrow. For the next couple of years. And I heard this one. This could be the end of Travis Kelce. Is this going to be the last home game as a tight end playing the NFL? Because we know Chris Jones is going to retire after this season. He'll make the announcement. And especially Travis Kelce, could this be the last? Because I have a feeling Travis Kelce's got to make that catch. And then my thing is Gardner Minshew is gonna have to start tomorrow. But I want to look at the spreading again before I go to the Spurs schedule before the end of the year of 2025, before I go back to football. And plus, wrapping up this video. Right now, the Thunder is minus point. I'm gonna go. Well, like I said, I am gonna stay away from that. New York is, I'm going to take the over. Golden State, I'm going to take the over. I'm going to take the over for Houston. I'm going to take Denver. All four games, I'm taking over. And this one, the Spurs and Thunder, I am going to stay away from that as a Spurs fan because I want to enjoy watching this game. So during these last couple of games in 25 before we head to 2026, especially the road trip games, after this tomorrow after tomorrow's game, here is the schedule for the San Antonio Spurs. If I would have gone to Google or some point, yeah, you know what, right there. So they got the Jazz Saturday on Cans 5 at 7 p.m., which I'll be tuning in for that because college football. And then Monday on NBC, they got to face the Cavs at 7 p.m. I am going to be tuning in for that game. And then after I'm done cleaning the whole place up from my room, because I'll be missing the first half before the second half, I am going to be keeping my eyes on the Knicks game before the college football playoff. Because the Knicks and the Spurs, it's on New Year's Eve. And by the way, guys, I will make hopefully I'll make a picks for the college football playoff. Probably say Saturday for the picks, because I could have time to do the first round. But yeah, it's what it is, because when I enjoy those games, it's gonna be exciting because the rodeo road trip games in February. Yeah, because of the stock show coming up in San Antonio. So there you have it, guys. I'm as a Chiefs fan, I'm not gonna have a bet for this because I want to stay away from that too. As a Chiefs fan, to enjoy this, I'm going to enjoy this game as much as possible. So those are the two games I'll be picking: the Cowboys and the Lions. So both games are gonna be over. And by the way, it's gonna be 58 degrees on clear skies. So there you have it, guys. What you guys make of this video right there for you football fans, basketball fans? Tomorrow's a Christmas Day games. What NBA Christmas games are you going to be tuning in? Because I'm going to be tuning in for the Spurs and Thunder. I am going to be watching all 5 of them, except tomorrow I'll be watching the Broncos and Chiefs game. And by the way, guys, tomorrow night's The Breeze, WQNA Springfield. Kyle Jameson. If you want to go subscribe to KGC Music, subscribe to his channel right there. Well, guys, hope you guys have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Stay safe. Don't drink too much. Don't drink and drive. Don't do anything stupidity. Just be yourself. Behave yourself and watch yourself. Especially what's going on here in this nation. You don't want to know about that. So subscribe to this channel. Let me know in the comment section down below. Like this video. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. So, happy holidays, guys. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.